Hello and welcome to I forgot what we were called.
Right.
For fuck's sake.
A Gay and a Non-Gay.
Thank you. I'm gay.
Yes.
I'm James Barr.
I'm Dan Hudson and I'm non-gay.
Great. I'm gay.
Yes.
It's a gay and a non-gay.
Yes.
Welcome.
We're nominated for a Webby Award.
Yes, at the time of recording, we are. There are a lot of nominations though. I feel like they have. It's the best of the internet, the Webbies.
Yeah.
I feel like they have nominated literally everyone on the internet.
I don't think they have.
I think Hawk 2 Girl has a nomination in the category of Best Hawk 2.
Right.
But I am, of course, very grateful and blessed.
Yes.
Thank you for nominating us. And
Yes.
please vote for us if
Yes.
you haven't already. Or if it's past the 17th of April when you're listening to this.
Congratulate us.
Yes, because we would have won. Manifestation is
Potentially.
real. We start every episode with a question from the non-gay community. If you do want to get in touch at any time, make sure you're following us on all of our social media. You can find us at Gay NonGay.
Yes, you can. This question comes from the non-gays this week. This comes from Peter. Do gays eat pot noodles?
Great question, Peter.
I don't understand this, really. Does that... I'm assuming there's some sex thing here.
What do you mean?
Is eating something like that a problem in the bedroom? Is that...
I don't think so.
What does it mean?
Well, I've never eaten one, so
You've never eaten
I think
pot-
that answers the question.
Why?
Because I think I have some self-respect.
Says the man eating a Kit Kat after a Milky Way.
That's different though, isn't it? I did eat a Milky Way and I have a Kit Kat locked and loaded. But what's wrong with taking two fingers, Dan?
Okay, I literally knew
Pray
that.
tell.
I knew that was the...
Yeah, of course. I mean, what else? I am basic. I think that pot noodles is just a bit gross, no? Isn't it like something you eat when you're just a student and you don't have anything else?
Yeah, basically.
I've just never done it. I've never had a pot
It's
noodle.
bizarre that you've never had one.
No, I don't think it's a sex thing, though. Is it a sex thing for you? Is a pot noodle an aphrodisiac?
No, I just thought it was going to give you like a bowel issue or something.
Like, what, so you wouldn't be able to have anal?
Well, I guess so, yeah.
I mean...
I don't...
What an ally.
That's the only thing...
I don't
the
know
question
why
is
that
so
would
oddly specific. I just don't understand.
What happens to you when you eat one?
I haven't eaten one for a very long time.
Yeah, but what... I mean, is it just liquid and noodles, no?
Well, it's full of like, God knows what, isn't it?
I mean, I would have thought noodles were quite good to eat before bottoming.
But they're not real noodles, are they?
What are they then?
Well, they're like fake noodles, aren't they?
There must be noodles.
But they're not noodles, like fresh noodles, are they?
Honestly, I've never had one, so you need to tell me.
It's a load of crap that you wouldn't really want in your body, and you pour hot water on it, and it turns into... It tastes all right, to be fair.
Does it?
It does taste all right, yeah.
Right.
It's really good, I suppose, if you're like walking or something, and you can get a hot water source.
How on earth could it be good if you were walking?
Walking?
Yeah.
And don't have like ready access. If you're
If you're
walking...
about to go on a walk, but you're still at home, so you can make it.
No, if you're walking like in the mountains or something...
But you need a kettle.
No, you wouldn't
What
necessarily
you mean
need
is
a
good
kettle.
if you're camping.
Or any outdoor thing. Why are you acting like you can get...
I'm going to walk to the tube in a minute, but I'm not going to buy a pot noodle because I don't have any hot...
Yes, but if you're going on like a walk, you would take hot water or, you know, a way of making it.
I don't know when I last went on a walk.
Okay, well maybe you should
When
start.
was the last time you went on a walk?
This morning. What do you mean? I'm always walking.
I can't be bothered with this episode.
I
so
don't know what that means.
I'm leaving this conversation at the door.
Okay.
And starting our podcast. Thank you for your question. I don't know if other gays eat them, but I don't.
No.
Right, so there's an update on Dan's joke.
Yes. This joke is regarding Shih Tzus. Well, we're working on the joke, aren't we, apparently? Well, apparently so.
Right.
People keep texting their suggestions.
Okay.
Unsolicited as...
Here's the thing. Your joke, Dan's been trying to write this joke for about 3 or 4 episodes now, and it's not hitting.
That's not what's happening. The joke works.
It doesn't.
That's not true.
I tried it on Fleur East, actually, this morning, and she didn't laugh.
Right.
But maybe
well, how did you say it?
Maybe it was in the delivery. Okay, I'll do it as you. This is the joke, I feel, if I remember it right.
Right, but you would have set it up by going, this isn't funny, Dan thinks it's funny, all of that preamble.
Well, that's true. So I've got this new lawyer, but the lawyer turns out they're not a man. I thought they'd be a man, but they're actually a dog. And unfortunately, they're not a very good lawyer. They're a Shih Tzu.
Yeah, but that's not even close to the joke.
So what is the joke?
The joke is, I've got a new lawyer, but he's really bad at suing people, right? Turns out, he's not a human lawyer, he's a dog lawyer.
Yeah.
And then it all made sense. He's a Shih Tzu.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's a couple of tags that I've added on.
Yeah, which are good. I think we agree the tags are good.
Right. The joke works.
Not bad.
I've road tested it in rooms in New York and in London and in Birmingham, and the joke works.
Yeah.
So
So we've got this message here. Long-term listener and loving the discussion on the lawyer dog joke. However, I can't get over the problem with describing them as a Shih Tzu. Brackets, yes, I get the pun. They already know how annoying you are, so they're deliberately writing in brackets, yes, I get the pun. The problem is that no one has ever described their real human lawyer's skills on a scale of sue. This sentence has never happened. I highly recommend my lawyer. They're a great sue. Thank you, Stephen, for this message. So I do think Stephen is right. I highly recommend. No one's ever said, I highly recommend my lawyer. They're a great sue.
Well, how do you know?
No one has ever said that.
Well, you don't work.
You know that's not correct.
I don't know. That's not correct. Neither of us are in legal circles, are we?
Yeah, but clearly not.
What do you mean clearly
I've
not?
watched a lot of legal TV shows and I watched Suits. Shout out to Meghan Markle. I would have heard that used in modern parlance, and it's not.
My girlfriend's uncle is a lawyer. He's a great sue.
Yeah, no one's ever said that.
Well, I just said it.
It doesn't sound right.
It does sound great.
It doesn't.
It does.
If you're trying to get a punchline, the audience need to be like, you need to surprise them.
This is so weird that we're getting so many suggestions about the joke.
It's annoying everyone.
Why is it annoying?
Because it doesn't work.
But it does work.
Refuse to accept
it does work.
It doesn't work. You're getting a pity laugh.
No, I'm not. I'm not getting a pity laugh.
You are.
I'm
right.
not.
Play me the laughs. You must have a set recorded. Find me a laugh, and I will tell you whether it's a pity laugh.
I've got a new lawyer. But he's really bad at taking people to court. So I went to his house, and it turns out he's not a lawyer that's a human. He's a dog lawyer. And then it all made sense, right? He's a Shih Tzu.
Right. How do you think that went?
Well, it's a new material night, so it's...
So what does that mean?
Well, it wasn't a gig, per se.
Yeah, so what?
So there's like a handful of people, so
Okay.
so nothing's going to go down that well.
Yeah, but you're doing a joke you've done
Yeah,
a dozen times?
more than that now.
Right, so you've done a tried and tested joke, as
Yeah,
you put it
yeah.
in your own words a second ago.
Yeah,
In a room full of new material, amongst other people trying new material that
Yeah.
wasn't going to necessarily land
Yeah.
because they were working on it still. And yours still, after being road tested that hard, only received, a pretty good but tepid reaction.
well, it hasn't been road tested that hard. It was road tested a few times. Now it's just on the road.
I think the thing is, we're not trying to bully you here.
No,
me
I know.
and the listeners and I think we're just so invested in
Yeah.
your career that we want this to work for you.
Right.
And it's very frustrating trying to give you some feedback that you just are not
But
willing to say.
no, because your feedback is don't do the joke.
That's not my feedback.
What's your feedback?
My
then?
feedback is fix the joke. I am going to fix this joke for you.
It doesn't need fixing.
It does need fixing because it doesn't make any sense.
It's like you're running after someone's car going, I'm going to fix the car, but the car's, at the next junction. I've got jokes that probably do need some work.
Okay, right, go on then.
Well, I don't know if I do actually. I think they all do kind of work.
Right.
Okay, I was on the plane the other day, and a guy sat next to me from Nashville,
Yeah.
and he had like a T-shirt that said Farm Faith Family on it,
Okay.
and like cowboy boots and cowboy belt and everything.
Yeah.
I said to him, you look like a right country music fan.
I don't get it at all.
What don't you get?
You're making a joke about country having the word C-U-N-T in it.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's funny.
Okay.
It
well,
sounds like it sounds like a T-shirt that you'd buy at a shop.
maybe.
Like, I love country. Like in
Yeah.
America, you might just buy that in like a crap roadside cafe or something. That's really that's not working.
Well,
That one's really bad.
suggestions about that are welcome because
I
that's
prefer the Shih Tzu,
right. Well,
genuinely. What's your next one?
I don't know. I mean, they all work.
Do they?
They
They all work.
Let me try. Let me get to my stand-up master doc.
Okay.
My friend Sue just got a job in a 5-star restaurant, but she's really sad
Yeah.
because however hard she works, she'll still be the sous chef.
Yeah. I'm going to read you a joke that
Yeah.
Bob Mortimer won Last One Laughing with
Right.
in the UK, and it's hilarious. And this is the sort of joke you should be writing. I think
Right.
this is where you should aim your comedy.
Okay.
You need to aim your comedy for this sort of level of pun.
Right.
Because actually, without ruining the joke too much, the pun is kind of hidden in the middle.
Right.
And it's not the punchline. The randomness of it is a punchline. So here we go. I was in the cemetery and I saw a bloke get up from behind a gravestone. Morning, I said. No, just having a shit. Can you see the difference?
Not really.
In your writing and joke's...
Not really.
That joke's writing.
Not really.
Right, well, study it a bit.
Anyway, I'll leave you this one.
Have a look, because that is written. That's a pun joke written really well.
I'll leave you with this one.
Okay.
I went to my friend's wedding recently. It was amazing, which was surprising because the engagement had been awful.
Right.
There's only been a few comments on Instagram and they still haven't replied to mine.
God. I mean, that one is way better. It's similar to the gravestone one.
Right.
In that the pun is like the bit before it.
Yeah.
But we can refine the punchline. What was the punchline?
They've only got...
You also don't need the wedding. Just
No, it does. No, it does.
My friend's engagement's been terrible. My friend's just got... No.
It does need the wedding.
My friend's getting married. Their engagement was terrible. That would be quicker. You don't need to do all the other shit. You just need to get to it quicker.
True.
Anyway, so yeah. My friend's getting married. Their engagement was terrible.
Yeah.
They only had 2 comments.
Yeah.
That would be enough.
Possibly.
Thank you for watching. Listening and watching. For both. Bye.